Hello, this is Benjamin with ARI, your website company, and the point of this training video will be to take you through the basics of setting your e-commerce portion of the editor up so you can open your online store. We'll first head down to the left-hand menu towards the bottom and click on e-commerce. The e-commerce dashboard comes up and your site is actually selling things and is live. You will get order statistics like how many things have been ordered versus how many items have been shipped and other statistics like that. The first thing that we're going to do is jump into some basic settings. So we'll go into the upper right-hand corner, click on settings, and underneath the general portion of this tab, we'll click on account settings. Now, most of the information that you find underneath the general account settings should already be filled in for you. You should probably just double check that everything is correct. Account holder name, this will be the name of the individual that you've put in charge of the e-commerce portion of your website, their email, their phone number, the name of your store, and then the store logo. And finally, down at the bottom is the web store domain name. To gather the store logo URL, you'll jump onto the home page of your website, which I have open in a new tab here. You're going to go into the upper left corner where your logo will be. You'll right-click on your logo and click on Open Image in New Tab. In that new tab that opens, you're of course going to have a dedicated URL to only this logo. So you'll go ahead and copy that URL, jump back to your editor, and paste that in there. Now, the reason that you're doing this is so that if there's any emails sent from the system, whether they be digital or printed, it will have your store logo then in the upper left-hand corner of that documentation that comes from the system. Web store domain is the actual page on your site that has all of your e-commerce goods on it. Currency settings. The only people that will have to worry about this is our Canadian dealers. If they have a catalog that is in US pricing only and they need to convert it to Canadian pricing, they can look up the current exchange rate, type that percentage in there and save, and then it will convert from US to Canadian pricing. Dealer identification. Here's one of the more important parts. Down below, you have a list of all of the distributors that you can have on their site. This will bring up the product data, the pictures, the prices, all of that for the various manufacturers you see down below. Let's say that we wanted to add on 509. Sure. What you would do is you would look up the account number that you have established with 509 and then type that account number in here. So for today, we are just going to make one up. And then once you're done doing that for all of the distributors that you want to have on the e-commerce page of your site, you'll scroll down to the bottom of this very long list. You'll go ahead and click Save. Once the save goes through, then you'll go into the upper right-hand corner, click on the name of your business, and run that Publish Changes. Now, there is one more step in the process to actually make sure this product gets onto your site. After you have done that, make sure to get a hold of your implementation specialist, or if your site is live, your account manager, and tell them that you've updated the distributor catalogs, and they'll have to run a special update on their side to make sure that data gets over to your site. Once that's done, you should be able to jump onto the website, search by common product name, part numbers, or something in the product description, and find what you're looking for. The next area that we're going to jump into is the actual area that controls your customer ability to add things to the cart, check out, and pay for them. We'll go into settings once again. This time underneath the section that says integration settings, we'll go into the first one, web store. Again, like the basic settings, most of the information should already be filled in for you, but it is best to double check. Store name. Now, this store name you will have to keep in mind actually will appear on the digital receipts as well as any of the automated emails that go to your customer, so make sure that it is correct. Customer service email. Should that customer have questions about their order, the email you want to put in here is the person that you have given the responsibility of running your e-commerce store. Lead submission email. Should your customer fill out any of the leads on the site, like a contact form or a request service form or any of the various other forms on your site, the completed form is going to get emailed to this individual along with a notification that say someone filled out X form on your site. And of course, you can respond as needed. Customer service telephone, pretty easy. Physical address of your store. Then you have these three buttons. The first one, hide prices. If you temporarily want to turn off the ability to add items to your cart and check out, and also hide the prices of the items on your site, you can check on hide prices. Non-transactional store. This will turn off the ability to add items to the cart, but it will keep all of the pricing information intact. And then let's say, for instance, you're having trouble with multiple distributors, and right now it's just too much to deal with that and having to deal with fulfilling orders and that kind of thing. You can temporarily check on this coming soon, and it will turn off the e-commerce page on your site, and it will display an image if someone clicks over to an e-commerce page of your site that this area is currently under construction and will be coming soon. Next, we have return policy and shipping policy. By default, there will be a return policy and shipping policy paragraphs on your site. Anything that you type in these two areas will override the basic default paragraphs that are already visible on your site. For orders for in-stock only, you have the option of completely disabled, only items that you enter quantities for. Next, we'll get into shipping and taxes. You have your country of origin, the state, your city, the zip code. Next is states you will not have to worry about. In-store pickup. Now you have a couple options. You can do that for all the items on your site, only the ones that you have entered a quantity for, or completely disabled. In-store pickup only. If you want every single purchase on the site to be in-store pickup only, you can do that. Allow for back orders. If you have this checked, just know that if there is an order in your system that none of your staff have checked or even have looked at, not have begun processing, just know that on midnight of the 10th day in your particular time district, that order will be canceled and the customer will be refunded by way of their form of payment. Disable out-of-state orders is exactly what it is. Temporarily, if you won't want to fill any orders out of state because of additional shipping costs or many other reasons, you can go through and check that off. Allow OEM parts for shipment. Okay, if you have the parts finder on your site and most of the parts that are in that OEM parts finder you actually have on hand and can ship out, then go ahead and click the Allow OEM parts for shipment. Then we have shipping rules, and we'll click on Manage Shipping Rules. Now you're going to want to do this in a specific order. First, you'll want to do the Web Store Shipping Settings box, and then you'll want to do the Web Store Shipping Rules second. And there is a reason for it. First, let's go into Web Store Shipping Settings. We'll go to the far right, click on Shipping Settings. This is where you can add on an Easy Post account. What is an Easy Post account? An Easy Post account is a third-party program that you can integrate here that will calculate items shipping amounts based on their height and weight, and of course, how fast you want to ship them and the particular carrier that you want to use. This is how the process will look. You'll click on this link, which will bring you over to Easy Post. You'll make yourself an account. After you've made yourself an account, you'll jump into the general settings, and there will be one that says View API Credentials. You'll copy and paste that API key in here, and then save and publish. Now, as long as you don't get any big red warning flags up in the corner here, you should be good to go. And if an order comes in, and depending on the parameters that you have set within Easy Post, your customer will be able to choose which shipping service that they would like, which is great. We'll jump back one page. Next, let's go over Web Store Shipping Rules. First, you'll click on Add Country and put your country in from the list. They've already put United Kingdom and United States in here. We'll go to the far right of United States and click on the three dots. Now, underneath Actions, we're going to go into Price Banded Shipping Rates. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, Ben, I just already set up an automated integration that's going to take care of how to price shipping. Why am I doing this second one? The reason that you're doing this second one is in the event that a manufacturer did not provide us the size or weight of an object, it will use this, it will default to this particular pricing model in order to calculate your shipping. Let me give you a basic rundown of how it works. So the first one we've got from right now, it says from 0 to infinity is $25, which means that no matter what the price of the order, it would be $25. But that seems kind of limiting, so we'll click on the plus. And now the shipping cost will jump up to 30 and hit the plus again. And now from 25.01 through, let's say 75, it is now $30. And then from 75.01 through, let's say $100 is 35. And the idea is you keep working through this like that and make up your shipping table. Most individuals that I know that put in their cost for this will work in either $20 or $50 increments as far as the order maximum that you see here. And they'll work in either $5, $10, or $15 amounts as far as the cost goes. They'll do this all the way up through $200 or $250. And a lot of individuals after that $250 point will put it in so that anything order $250 would be charged no shipping, free shipping. It's the basics of that. Now we'll jump back one page to the web store page. And just so you know that where I'm going, we'll go into settings, and the page that we're going to is underneath integration settings and web store. And this is currently where we're at. We'll scroll down. We've already done all of this. We've already done the shipping and all of that. Scroll right on by. Social media. If you have dedicated social medias for your business, you can insert them in here, and it will provide links both near the search bar on the top of your site, as well as down in the footer information near your address and open hours. And with it being both in the header and footer, no matter where your customer ventures to on your site, they'll be able to get to your social media easily. Analytics and tracking. If you have a Google Analytics account from a previous website that you have, you can copy and paste that UA code in here, save, and publish. And as soon as you publish it, it will begin sending live traffic data over to Google Analytics. And based on what items or pages are popular, you can dictate your marketing as such. For those of you that don't know what the Google Analytics tool is, it's a way of designing advertising campaigns after looking at in-depth charts explaining all of your website traffic. If you want a more in-depth look at the Google Analytics tool, and maybe you're considering signing up for it based on what I would say, a tip that I would give you is look up Google Analytics Academy, and I would say it'd be worth your time and money to go through and actually take those courses and get certified before you go and get a Google Analytics account for your business. Scrolling down, as far as payment gateways go, in other words, the payment systems that will be processing the credit or debit cards on the site, you have three options with us. You can use a PayPal business account, you can use one of our formal payment gateways, Stripe or Authorize.net, or you can use them in combination if you want. One quick word, when you click on here, it says Stripe, Authorize.net, and Mercury Pay. Mercury Pay is no longer allowed and should not even be in the options when you get into your editor. That completes the setup of the actual web store portion of e-commerce, but there's much more to go through. Next, we're going to go through inventory rules. So for this, we'll journey back up to settings, and within the the aftermarket catalog area, we'll click on inventory rules. Now what the inventory rules do is they define drop shipping cutoffs as well as lead time for the package to get packed up and sent out to the destination. Now, if you are going to have drop shipping with any of the distributors you have on your site, you will want to get a hold of that distributor and make sure that you set something up with them. It's not something that you necessarily do within the editor here. A lot of that connections between the two programs and the automations have to be done with your representative at that particular distributor. Now let's go ahead and take FXR Racing. When an order comes in, it's going to have a cutoff point. Here's what I mean. This one is currently set at $100. That means every order up to $100, they would be packing at the business's main location and shipping out from there. Anything above $100 would get sent to the FXR warehouse that is closest to that particular customer's residence and shipped out from there. Let's say for a particular distributor, you would like to pack all the orders yourself. You can go through and hit the exclude, and then you would be on the hook for every order that comes in from FXR. You and your team would have to pack and ship out. And then of course, over to the right, we have lead time. Now here's what I'm going to suggest for your lead time. Talk to your distributors, ask what shipping services they use, and then go through and redefine these numbers based on what they tell you. Because even though COVID is technically over, it did mess up a lot of things in the shipping industry. Let's go ahead and talk about brand and product exclusions. For this, we'll go underneath the web store option you see in the middle center here. Underneath the catalog management, let's go into product exclusions. Now, based on the products that you would like to exclude from your site, you can do it based on the activity types that are listed in the filters that you see to the left of the items on your e-commerce page of your site. Or you can do it on a single part or an entire brand. If you're looking to do a single part or based on the activity type, remove that all items and that activity type from the site altogether, then you're going to want to use the top one. If you're looking to exclude an entire brand or distributor from the site, you're going to want to go down and use the brand exclusions here. Pretty easy as far as the brand exclusions go. Let's say that we wanted to get rid of 100%. You would go ahead and check this off and hit save. And then all of the 100% products would be off of your site until you manually come back here and uncheck it, save it, and publish it. The thing we'll talk about is Lightspeed integration. If you'd like to integrate your Lightspeed with this e-commerce system so that you can manage your orders through the e-commerce portion of Lightspeed rather than using the controls that you have here, you can go into settings, and then down underneath module settings, you can go into Lightspeed to get these up and running. Now, if you want to be able to see the orders placed on your site in the e-commerce portion of Lightspeed, you will check this off, put in your Lightspeed username, and password, save, and publish. And then any order will be tracked in both systems. And if you would like to fulfill the order, instead of doing it in here in the CMS editor, you want to do it within that e-commerce portion of Lightspeed, you can. 3PA data warehouse. Let's say that you've currently got quantities set for a lot of your products. You've got coupons set up. You've got exclusion set up, all in the e-commerce portion of Lightspeed, and you simply want to drag that over and have it copied onto here. So when people are looking at your site, they will see those exclusions that you've done. Sure. Click on Enable, 3PA Dealer ID, Save, and Publish, and that will bring those settings over. Next, we're going to jump in how to process an order. First, you'll receive an email saying that so-and-so has placed an order. The next thing you'll do is log into the CMS editor, go down and click on e-commerce. You'll go into orders and order lookup. Now we'll go to one of the orders in here. Let's go with the third one down. Now let's go ahead and explain this. Some of it will be self-explanatory, but let's go through it anyway. Status of the order, new. That means no one has viewed this order. No one has begin processing the order, nothing. Order ID that you see here is external, and only the customer will see that. Internal order ID that only your dealership and the person that's managing your e-commerce will see. When the particular order was created, what online store it was created on, which right now with the current capabilities of the software, it will always say web store. In other words, the store that we built out for you on your site. Order type, it can be either in-store pickup or shipping. This, if you click on here, will bring up a summary of all of the items in that order, total cost. And then we get to details. To make this very simple, if the particular icon is green, an action has been done, and if it is gray, it has not. Has the order been paid for? Yes. Has the packing slip been printed to be put in the box? No. Has your shipping software, like EasyPost, captured this information and generated a label for you? No. Information been exported to any other integration? No. Has the item been shipped out? No. Now we're going to go through both manage and edit, and depending on your role within your company, it will directly affect which one of these that you actually click on. First, let's go into manage. Now, manage is going to be for your actual person that is packing the orders. So you can actually see the address and phone number and email of that particular customer up here. Again, you have the external and internal order ID, what payment gateway they used. And if we scroll down, you can see that these are side stand extenders. Now, if you have a new or inexperienced or young picker that doesn't know what the heck this is, they can click right here and it will take them to the page on the website so they can have a better understanding of what it is. Then, of course, you have your sale price and then total with tax and shipping. Now, you do have the ability to add on catalogs to this software, and they're referred to as private catalogs. In other words, if there isn't a particular distributor that we have that you do want to list on the site, but we don't have the information for, you can design a private catalog for that. Or if you had old obsolete parts that you want to sell, or potentially clothing with your business's logo on it, those would all be good uses of the private catalog tool. If this was a private catalog item, down beneath the sales price, you would see row and bin. Row is the actual aisle of your stockroom in which that item is, and then bin is going to be the actual shelf placement of where that item is on that specific shelf. We'll jump back out of here. And now, after we've gone to manage, we'll go to edit, and this is more for the upper brass, the management folk. Click on edit. Again, we have the external and internal order number, and this is where you change the order status. So you click on here, and you can see there's many different statuses to choose from. Just know that every time you change the order status, an automated email will go out to the customer indicating that order status has changed. Has the payment been captured? Yes. Has it been printed? No. Has it been downloaded to any other system? No. Now, eventually, you will get the tracking code for that particular item. You can copy and paste that tracking code into here. You'll click on Shipped, Notify Buyer, and Confirm. As soon as you hit Confirm, it will send out a generic email with text sounding something like this. Your item is expected to arrive on your doorstep in X amount of days. To view more detailed shipping information, please click on the link down below. Jump back out of here. That's the last thing that I'll cover for today. Until I talk to all of you again, thank you very much for your valuable time. Bye-bye now.